Hey, before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss the story. I never thought a single message could change everything. But that night, staring at my phone in the glow of my dim living room, I realized it had. Her name was Lily. We'd been together for 3 years. Long enough to know each other's routines, long enough to have our inside jokes, and long enough to think I could predict her every move. She was packing for a Bachelorette trip, buzzing with excitement, and I tried to mask a pit of unease settling in my stomach. She smiled in her texts, full of emojis, planning the cocktails, the clubbing, the girls' only beach photos. I laughed with her over messages, pretending I wasn't holding back. The morning of her flight, she FaceTimed me quickly before heading to the airport. Her hair was tucked into a messy bun, oversized sunglasses perched on her nose, and she laughed so easily that for a moment, I thought maybe I'd been overthinking everything. "I'll text you tonight, promise," she said, blowing a kiss through the screen. I watched her leave, her excitement folding into the quiet apartment, like a wave that left me stranded on the sand. By evening, the text began. Snapshots of poolside drinks, selfies with bridesmaids, boomerangs of champagne popping. I replied, careful with my tone, hiding the creeping anxiety in my chest. Then a ping. It wasn't from her. It was a single message from an unknown number. "Having a great time with Lily. Wish you were here, winky face." My heart stopped. I reread it 3 times, hoping it was some cruel joke or a wrong number. My thumb hovered over the keyboard. I didn't know whether to panic, to confront, or to pretend I hadn't seen it. And then my phone buzzed again, not from a new number. This time it was Lily. She had blocked me. No explanation. No goodbye. Just gone. I sank onto the couch, the sound of my own breathing deafening in the empty apartment. What had I done wrong? What had happened in hours I wasn't there to see? I needed answers. But deep down, I already feared the truth. The next morning, I stared at my phone like it might magically unblock me, like some miracle would make her explanations appear. Nothing. Silence. The usual chime of her text replaced by nothing. I tried calling. Blocked. I tried messaging from another number. Blocked again. It was as if she'd erased me from her life in a single, deliberate act. The disbelief was heavy, suffocating, and sharp, like shards of glass pressing into my chest. I needed answers. So I turned to the only place I could, social media. Her stories were full of laughs, dancing, and champagne. And then I saw him, a guy I didn't recognize, leaning close to her in a photo, arm draped over her shoulder, lips near hers in the kind of way that felt like betrayal in high definition. My stomach lurched, bowel rising, my hand shaking. I checked the timestamps. The photo had been posted hours after her flight landed. Hours. Not days. Not weeks. Hours. That meant whatever was happening. It had started almost immediately after she left. Memories flashed in rapid succession. The subtle tension in her eyes the week before, her sudden late-night phone calls she brushed off, the way she sometimes smiled at nothing when I was talking. I had dismissed them all. I had trusted her blindly. Then the messages came flooding in. From friends. "Lily is having the time of her life. You should join next time, winky face." And she said hi? "You're missed, LOL." No one mentioned the guy in the pictures. Nobody knew how she had blocked me while still broadcasting joy online. I sank to the floor, phone slipping from my fingers. My chest ached. My mind raced. Trying to rationalize, trying to understand, trying to convince myself this could somehow be a mistake. But deep down I knew she hadn't just blocked me. She had chosen to cut me out while inviting someone else into the space I had thought was ours. And then it hit me. The text from that unknown number was a mistake. It wasn't a wrong number. It was her, in a way, showing me that the life we had planned together was gone before it even had a chance to breathe. I felt rage, sorrow, confusion, all at once. But beneath it all was a quiet, terrifying thought. What if this wasn't just a one-time betrayal? What if it was the person I loved, the person I trusted most, turning into someone I no longer knew? The unanswered question hung in the air, heavier than my own thoughts. Why? By the third day, I couldn't hold back anymore. I needed to see her. to hear from her lips, to confront the woman I thought I knew. I booked a flight to the city where her bachelorette was happening. Heart pounding, hands clammy, mind a whirlwind of dread and hope. I arrived at the hotel late at night. The lobby was quiet, the hum of the air conditioning blending with my shallow breaths. I asked the front desk about her, careful not to reveal too much. Room 412, the clerk said with a polite smile. Standing outside the door, I felt a familiar fear, the kind that sits in your stomach and refuses to leave. I knocked, soft at first, then harder. Footsteps approached. The door cracked open. There she was, Lily, the woman whose laughter had once been my favorite sound. Her eyes widened in shock, then hardened, and she stepped back, putting a hand on the door frame. Why did you block me? I asked, voice shaking, words catching my throat. Her lips pressed together. She looked away. I needed space, she said, but the lie was thin, fragile. Space? You blocked me after 3 years and posted pictures with someone else? Do you know what that feels like? I barely recognized my own voice. Rage, heartbreak, disbelief, all colliding in sharp angles. She swallowed, avoiding my eyes. It just happened. I didn't plan it. You didn't plan to betray me? My voice was raw. All those late-night texts, all those smiles you gave me while lying to my face, none of that mattered? Tears welled up. Not just mine, hers too. But the difference was in the truth of them. Mine were honest, aching, filled with the betrayal of love lost. Hers were filled with guilt, with the hollow echo of choices she made for herself and not for us. I stepped back, heartbreaking but resolve hardening. I loved you. I trusted you. And you, I paused, swallowing the lump in my throat. You chose someone else. She whispered my name, but I turned away. No more explanations. No more justifications. I walked down the hall, each step lighter than the last, leaving her and what we were behind. Sometimes love isn't about holding on. Sometimes it's about letting go, even when your chest feels like it's breaking. I learned that night that betrayal isn't just in the act. It's in the silence after, in the choice to erase someone from your life as if they never mattered. If this story touched you, if it made your heart ache even a little, share your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe, because sometimes the hardest lessons in love are the ones we never see coming.